let's talk about the closing disclosure form. So this form is supposed to sign at least 3 days before closing. Again, for compliance for lending industry. Now, you might have different closing disclosure form to sign during the very last 10 days of the process because is lender is required to disclose again and again anytime there's any changes on the cost. So the final closing disclosure, you're gonna get really the day before closing, when we have the clear to close. But you have an idea how the form works so that you can review the early closing disclosure, and then by the time you get to the final form, you already have an idea. So let's walk through it. Okay, so some of them kind of similar to the loan estimate. Okay, so loan amount, interest rate, monthly principal and interest, total payment, tax insurance assessment, closing costs, cash to close. Let's break down a little more. Again, remember I said you gotta look into the breakdown. You cannot use a total number and think that's your total closing cost when we review the LE. So here we go. All right. The origination fee is the same. So it's a good thing. Appraisal fee, pay attention, it say at closing and before closing. So you already required to pay this appraisal fee before closing. So you don't have to pay it again. They just need to disclose on here. Credit report is on there. And remember we talked about the lender title insurance in Central Ohio is paid by the seller. So technically you have all the fee here, but then that one thing paid by the seller. So just hang tight right there. Okay. So we have the total cost, ABC, you have that amount there, and then you have other costs. Remember, so we talk about the transfer tax paid by the seller is here, paid by the seller. You see seller paid. So here's to confirm again, the seller paid for that, which is a good thing for you as a buyer. The recording fee you pay, prepaid you pay. Escrow, we talk about it, you pay. Order fee. So now you see that and this paid by the seller, except you as a buyer have to pay $100. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna have total EFGH. I'm gonna go there. EFGH. So the total number is 6284. And so the total closing cost is gonna be the subtotal of the D and the I. The D is on here. The I is down here. And so the total amount would be 8830, okay? But there's a lender credit $581. So technically all the total closing cost is gonna be 8248.82. All right, we're gonna carry that number to the next page right here. So you have a sale price of 255 minus closing costs here. Then remember we talked about the fee that you don't have to pay, but somebody else pay for you. Here we go. So first of all, deposit, you put down $1,000 per contract. The loan amount is $155. on the contract, the seller promised to credit you 6,000 negotiation, whatever the terms between seller and buyer there. Now, there is a credit of 1529. Where does this number come from? It is from that number and that number minus $100. You got this number. So the seller paid for your money, which is cool. So, you have the total of 1,313 right there. So at this point, you have the county tax. So tax in Central Ohio pay in rear. So by the period January to November, the seller technically is supposed to pay for it, but there's no bill. The bill come out January 2025. So the seller have the credit on here so that they can walk out of closing room and they don't owe any money. Okay, so they credit you this amount. And so you have this total is 167 after all the credit paid by other party. So let's recap it again. 263. Okay. Due from borrower at closing, 263. Got that? Okay. Okay. And then L, fee already paid. Okay. So you take the total due from buyer at closing, 263, and then you minus the total fees already paid, 167. Then the cash to close is $95,989.70. I hope it makes sense. So you have to wire this amount to title company before closing, and make sure you call the title company, verify the wiring instruction that they email to you. Make sure it's the right company, the right bank account, so you can initiate the wire and you don't lose the money. Okay, scam is real out there, so make sure you double check before you wire the money. But anyway, this is the money needed at the closing date. On closing date, you're gonna see this number reflected into the final closing settlement prepared by the title company. So this closing disclosure prepared by the lender. There's another form prepared by the title company, but it carries the same sort of information and numbers. So you just need to understand the number on this form, then you should be fine at closing. I hope it helps.